Do you think it's safe to go to Walt Disney World? Well, today we're going to go over the top safety tips for you traveling solo to Walt Disney World. And these tips can be used for anyone who's traveling alone. So let's jump right in. So, is Disney World safe for solo female travelers? The answer is absolutely yes. Walt Disney World is one of the safest places to be in Orlando. While the chances of crime may not be 100% squashed, they are extremely rare at Walt Disney World, all thanks to the tight security and inconspicuous camera coverage. In addition to that, there are many other ways that Walt Disney World guarantees your safety, and it all begins with security clearance. This can be seen anytime you go into one of the Walt Disney World theme parks. You will have to go through a security line where your bag will be checked. There are undercover officers, who are in their vehicles. There are also walking cops who are trained, and there are also trained police dogs that you may see throughout your visit at Walt Disney World. Disney-owned resorts also have their own security kiosks where it is mandatory to show ID to even enter into the parking lot of these resorts. With tight security such as this, the only crime that is often heard of now and then is theft. So, luckily, that is not a major thing for you to be concerned about on your trip. Now, let's go through the 9 safety tips for traveling alone for the first time to Walt Disney World. The first tip is to go informed. Disney World is among the most talked about travel destinations in the world. And with hearing its name, it could trick anyone, including you and me, into thinking that we know everything there is to know about this park. Overconfidence gets a lot of people, and it can sometimes get a pro like me, because I assume that I've been to the park so many times by myself that new events, anything, I don't have to do extra planning. But you should always kind of look out for things that you may not be aware of and just be informed before your trip. So when you're doing your homework, think about the crowd levels, whether you want to stay on site or off site. Look at those benefits. You want to know the name of all the parks, have an idea of the transportation system there. You want to definitely try to limit your alcohol intake on your solo trip, or at least wait till get back to your resort room to enjoy more of that nice cocktail in your hotel room or that wine. Make sure that you know about the reservation system, and if you need to have any fast passes for your trip in case they come back, and many of the rides that you want to conquer, and the dining options for your trip. So keep that in mind. The next safety tip is to stay on Disney property. Staying on site will ensure the Disney protection bubble. Your entire trip will be within Disney. So all you will need to do is land at the Orlando International Airport, board the Magical Express, and check into your hotel. And you will definitely be in that Disney bubble once you hop on the Magical Express. Your dining and your park-to-park transportation, resort-to-park transportation, or resort-to-resort transportation will all be included in that Walt Disney World bubble, so you don't have to worry about trying to figure out if you need a car or not for that first solo trip. The next safety tip I have for you is to choose the right hotel. Yes, this is very important because picking the best hotel or resort will depend on whether you are planning to visit one or more parks. For instance, if you plan an only Epcot trip because you're just going to be in town for a day or two and you just want to really see Epcot, then you should consider those Epcot resorts. My personal favorite is the Dolphin or the Swan Hotel. They're more budget friendly, which you can see in the best resorts for solo travelers at Disney video that we did. I will be sure to leave a link. You can also consider the Yacht or Beach Club. They're a little bit pricier, but they're also on that Epcot loop, and you can just take a boat ride over to Epcot. But if you plan to spend more of your time around the Magic Kingdom, then definitely pick a monorail resort, which would be something like the Contemporary Resort, the Polynesian Resort, or the Grand Floridian. My next tip for you is to book any of your must-do plans in advance. Now, as we mentioned earlier, planning is a very big vital tip to ensure your safety at Walt Disney World. And having a plan in advance will help you prioritize what can be missed and what is okay to miss. And you will feel a little bit more comfortable going outside of your comfort zone on this solo trip to Walt Disney World. A pre-planned trip also allows you to get some of those advanced bookings, such as if you're trying to eat at a special restaurant, or if you want to do a special tour at Walt Disney World, or even if you want to get on a must-do ride once fast passes are back. You will have a peace of mind that you don't have to worry about that type of planning when you come out to Walt Disney World. My next solo safety tip for Walt Disney World is to be street smart. Yes, that means common sense. This is all it means. It's just simply be aware of your surroundings. Learn firsthand about the destination, Walt Disney World, kind of get a layout, that way you can navigate more confidently. Watch a lot of videos on YouTube. Watch these Theme Park Hipster tips videos, watch walking tour videos. We also have those here, and just get an idea of the layout of the land. But you don't have to just be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. I don't want you to feel that way. I just want you to be street smart. Keep your antennas up. If something doesn't feel right, let someone know. Also, you want to make sure that you carry your important items like your money, your debit card in the front of your pockets, or if you're taking a bag with you, keep it at the bottom of the bag. You also want to keep emergency numbers on speed dial. Keep your family informed on what you're doing throughout your day so that they can kind of have an idea where you are, and you want to make sure you stay out of poorly lit areas. As a woman, I try to leave the parks before nightfall if I'm going back to the parking lot by myself on my visits. If you are enjoying some of the transportation systems there, like the monorail, and you're going to be able to take it back to your resort, just keep in mind when you are walking to your room, just be on the lookout. Just common sense. We're women. We need to feel safe on these solo trips. So just be aware of your environment, and you can be friendly to everyone, but you don't have to trust everyone on your trip. Another power tip I have for you is that if you are planning on having your headphones in, to definitely keep them turned a little bit down when you get to parts where you are by yourself, walking out in the public. So what I mean by this is, say you are going back to the car lot to get in your rental, or say you're going to just ride on the bus, you need to walk back to your hotel room, or you're walking to some type of destination where it's not that many people there. Turn your headphones down a little bit so that you can hear what's going on, or just turn them off, just to be completely aware of your surroundings. My next tip for you for being safe at Disney is to download the Disney app and know how to use it before you get there. This is called the My Disney Experience mobile app, and it is available on both Android and Apple devices. It's designed to help you kind of plan out your trip, explore, see what's going on in the parks even when you're not there. And it lets you make fast pass reservations. It allows you to make park reservations, it allows you to make dining reservations, and you get the timing of different shows and events that are happening at the park on certain days. This is just good to just play around with the app before you even get here, so that when you're here, you're not using it for the first time and you're kind of like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. The next tip for you is to be prepared for unpredictable weather. Now, weather is an important aspect to any vacation, but when you're on your solo trip, that's not something that you want to have at the forefront of your mind, but you will have to, especially depending on the time of year that you plan to visit Florida. So be prepared for unpredictable weather, whether it be extremely hot or if you're coming in the rainy season. So just definitely pack your umbrella, your sunscreen. The next tip that I have for you is to let people know where you are. As mentioned earlier, you want to definitely keep in touch with your loved one or someone that you're very close with. And you want to just make sure that they kind of have an idea of where you are that day. You don't have to blast it on social media, but you definitely want to have that one contact person that has an idea of how your day is going at Walt Disney World. My final tip for you is to know where to find help. This is a very important thing to know when you're planning out and mapping out your trip to Walt Disney World. Whether it's something regarding you lost something, someone stole something from you, or you have a medical emergency, you want to know where you can go at Walt Disney World for help. So, if you have a medical emergency, Disney does provide in-room medical services to its guests, but emergencies may have to be escalated to, a hospital or an urgent care or anything like that. There are first aid stations at all of the theme parks. You can find them in the Magic Kingdom, all the way to Animal Kingdom. There is a first aid section where they can handle some of the mild incidents that you may have. Or if you have become overheated, you have a bout of diarrhea or vomiting or anything like that, they can definitely take care of you at the first aid stations that you can find on the Disney app and where the locations are. There's also urgent care centers that are very close to the parks, within a 10-minute drive, that you can go there, step below an emergency room, so it's not quite an emergency room. And just don't forget to pack some of your most common prescription meds and your over-the-counter meds that we mentioned in packing for the Universal Orlando video that I'll leave here. If you do lose anything like valuables, say your phone, wallet, or anything like that, just try to retrace your steps. If you have no luck, then definitely connect with a cast member and they'll be able to try to help you retrace your steps or give you an alternative where you can contact Walt Disney World Lost and Found online, or you can call them at 407-824-4245. I hope that you enjoyed those tips in that guide to traveling alone to Walt Disney World and being safe doing it. Believe me, this was a very personal video for me because I know that this is one of the main concerns that you may have when you're thinking about visiting Walt Disney World by yourself. I don't want you to be scared, but I also want you to use common sense and just be aware of your surroundings. Those are just the top tips that you can take away from this video. Remember, if you want to meet and talk to any other solo Disney travelers or just ask questions about your upcoming trip, you can visit us and join the community over on the Facebook group ThemeParkHipsters. Just go to Facebook and type in ThemeParkHipsters and you'll find that Facebook group. I do have a Disney itinerary and guide for you solo travelers, meaning there's a timeline for you to get out there and plan out 100 days to day 0. I have that free template for you in today's description, so just click below the video and you'll see that description there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you taking the time and I never take it for granted. Until next time, happy park hopping hipsters.